What's up everybody, it's Sergio here at Modern C10 and we're working on this 62 Chevy C10. This thing's super rad, like it has all the goodies getting put on it. As you can see, it's just a bare body right now. We just got the cab mounted, or made the cab mounts right there, made some front frame horns for it. This thing has a PV fab cross member as well as back half. And under the hood, we got super dope LT4 supercharged engine right here. So that's mounted in. We got the steering column mocked up, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. Might need to get a shorter one because of how close it is to the A-arms. Getting the sway bar mocked up. We got some mounts coming on the way to mount them to the frame. Shocks are in place, Willwood spindles. So now that we got the cab mocked up and in place, we are going to work on getting the bed mounted. Show you some of the other builds we got going on. This old square body. I like this thing a lot. You can see we got custom Modern C10 wheels on it. Tube chassis that we build in-house. A-arms we build in-house. I'll show you one of the other chassis that's in the jig right now, getting welded up. Got all of our tubes bent, polished over there. And this mama jumper right here, this is probably my favorite C10 in the shop right now. Again, tubular chassis. This factory beam right here, this thing's all mangled up and twisted. I don't know why, but it is. So we're going to replace it with some 3x5 rectangle tubing. We got all of our dimensions drawn up right here to put the holes in there. So I got to cut this thing down and then we can bolt it up to the factory mounts right there. We'll make a bracket right here to mount it to the frame. And then the rear of this bed will be mounted all squared up and everything. Also, this bozo keeps making a bunch of noise over here. This guy is the loudest person I know. But I do want to show you guys, I finally got my Modern C10 gear in. Probably can't even hear me because that bozo back there, but yeah. So here's the rear braces all set and done. This is the new one. See, I got it notched out, got nuts welded in, so it's easy to thread in. You can see kind of the difference. Like this one's just kind of flimsy and it's not really the straightest thing in the world. And this one's kind of designed for a wood thing because this guy's interrupting me because he keeps, you know, that guy over there, the bozo that I talked about yesterday, he keeps making all that noise over there. And anyways, we told that guy to be quiet, so he has to be quiet now. But this one's pretty much designed to have like a wood bed floor. That's why it's kind of recessed right there. And since we're doing the raised bed, we don't need that. So this one's gonna be a lot stronger, looking a lot nicer, and be a lot more sturdy. Yeah. All right, you can get back to work now. All right, so we got this back bar in place, all bolted up. You see there and there. And we also got some brackets cut out on the CNC table. If you're a fabricator and you don't have a CNC table, you gotta get you one. These things are amazing. But anyways, these are the brackets right here. We got them cut out at 1/4 inch steel. Got them nice and beveled, ready to weld. So I'll get this thing bolted up, make sure everything's centered side to side one more time, and get these things welded on. All right, so I got the bar in, got the bumper brackets mounted up. I'm about to weld these things in. And I was looking at these little brackets. My lens is still dirty. Anyways, I was looking at those brackets and it gave me an idea. I think this thing needs a diffuser and a duckbill wing. But what do you guys think? at them welds. I am gonna add a gusset going across here just to kind of give it a little bit more strength. After I get that tack welded or welded in, I'm gonna come through and weld the insides just because I can't get my welder in there to get a good weld. So this will be coming out one more final time, and then it can stay in forever, and I can go ahead and get the front situated and continue building the raised bed floor. I'm super excited for that. I think we got some actuators, so it's actually gonna like lift up in the middle, and then you can see all the air management, compressors, and all that. Should look pretty dope. Ain't that right, Mickey boy? Unreal. All right, so the rear bed brace is finally done. You can see I got the holes, the gusset all nice and welded up, bumper tabs. Well, I keep calling it a bumper. It's not a bumper, it's for the bed. I mean, it'll act as a bumper, I guess, but there it is. It's all starting to finally come together. Beds bolted in, bolted into the frame, tied in. We got the air ride management and compressors and tank all mounted up front. We are gonna put the tank right here, but we have a slight problem. Front to back, it's about 18 inches or so. And our stainless tanks that we have are a little bit longer. So it's about 20 inches front to back. The side to side width will work, but front to back it won't. All right, so this thing is super close to being on its own body weight. We are waiting on the square tubing to connect the front, get that thing mounted up. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get these stake pockets capped and filled. Still gotta throw the axles in there. We got some of those goonie, whatever you wanna call them. I don't know how to pronounce them. Let's see. Got some of these wheels right here, gunny wheels. We're gonna slap those things on there, slap the bags in, slap the rear axle in. Once you get the front of the bed mounted, this thing can get completely cut off the chassis table, be on its own weight, laid completely out. We can get off of here and start finishing it up. Also, I'm gonna fill the gas cap right here since we are gonna be running a fuel cell. That'll more than likely come out here or something. We wanted to put in the tail light, but I don't think we're gonna have enough room since these tail lights are so small. So we'll figure something out with that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get these stake pockets cut out and filled. For removing body filler and primer and paint and stuff, I like using these things right here. These things are really nice because they take away all that grime and everything without actually really removing any metal. This metal's already thin enough as it is, so we needed to keep this as thick as possible. Makes it a little easier to weld. Today's gonna be an exciting day because I think today is the day that we get to throw some wheels on here and see this thing aired out. So we got to throw the bags in, cut it off the chassis table, and then we can get it put on. Maybe.
Betty, don't do it.
Maybe. It's always a hater, huh? Always a hater. Well, we finally got this thing off the chassis table, and look at this mug. This thing looks so sweet, aired out like that. This thing, it's coming together, it's coming together. Finally excited that it's actually off the chassis table, and then now we get to continue working on the beds. We got the back secured and mounted, as well as the front secured and mounted. So now we get to build the rails to step up and build the bed floor. And this thing's actually gonna have some actuators, so there we go. So it'll actually tilt up like that, so the whole center section will be exposed, and it'll look really cool once it's all done. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this build.